Your whole life, you've been told the same thing. Buy a house. Stop throwing money away on rent. Build equity. It's what responsible adults do. And if you're still renting past 30, you're behind. You're not taking life seriously. You're making a mistake. But what if that advice is completely backwards for most people today? Here's what really happens. Your cousin closes on a house and posts about it on Facebook. Your parents see it. At the next family gathering, your dad leans back and asks when you're going to stop renting and start building equity. It's not really a question. It's a judgment disguised as advice. Your mom adds the line you've heard 1,000 times. You're just making your landlord rich. You try to explain you're investing the difference, keeping your options open, that the math doesn't work in your market. But they're not listening. They're looking at you like you're making excuses for being irresponsible.
So you open Zillow that night on your computer, not because you're ready, because you're exhausted from defending a decision that shouldn't need defending. You schedule a showing. The agent meets you with a folder full of comps and a smile that says she's done this 1,000 times. She walks you through using words like starter home, appreciation, and locked-in rate. She shows you granite countertops and a 2-car garage. She doesn't mention that 70% of your payment for the first decade disappears into interest. You make an offer. It gets accepted. You sign your name 37 times at closing. For about 48 hours, it feels like winning. Your parents relax, your friends congratulate you, everyone says you're finally doing the responsible thing. Then reality shows up in the mail. First bill, property tax adjustment. Your monthly payment just went up $90 because the assessment changed. Second bill, homeowner's insurance renewal. Premium increased 32%. Climate risk adjustment. Third bill, HOA dues you forgot to factor in. Another $150 monthly. Then, on a Tuesday, the water heater starts leaking. The plumber says the whole unit needs replacing. $2,200. You moved in 4 months ago. You check your bank account. The mortgage payment auto-drafted. $3,000 even. You assumed most of that was building equity. Paying yourself, like the broker said. You pull up the payment schedule they sent after closing. The one nobody ever looks at. Month 1, $3,000 payment. $400 to principal. $2,600 to the bank as interest. You stare at that breakdown. $2,600 gone forever. Just like rent. Worse than rent, because your old apartment cost $1,900, and when the water heater broke, you sent a text and it got fixed for free. You're not building equity. You're renting money from the bank at a higher price than your old rent. And unlike your old landlord, the bank doesn't fix anything when it breaks. Comment below. Are you renting or buying? What city are you in? And did you make the right choice? Let's see the numbers. Here's what nobody tells you before you buy. You don't escape throwing money away by owning. You just diversify who you throw it to. The bank gets $2,600 monthly in interest for years. Most of your payment for the first 10 years is pure profit for them. The county gets $600 monthly in property taxes. Forever. You own the house, but you're renting the land from the government. Stop paying, and they take everything. The insurance company gets $200 monthly and raises it every year. When you file a claim, they'll find 17 reasons it's not covered. The hardware store gets whatever breaks that month. Water heaters, garage doors, HVAC units, fence kennels. Something always breaks. You traded one landlord for 4 landlords who don't maintain anything.
Let me show you what this looks like in real life. Monday at work, your boss mentions a new role opening in Austin, Texas. Bigger position, 20% pay bump, exactly the career move you've been waiting for. You don't even ask about it, because if you bought a house, selling means you'd have to hire a real estate agent who takes 6%. You'd have to deep clean the whole place, fix everything you've been putting off, hope the market didn't drop, and wait 3 to 6 months while this opportunity disappears. If you bought 18 months ago and sold now, you'd lose money after fees, so you'd stay in the job you've been complaining about. Your girlfriend asks why you didn't apply. You say the timing isn't right. What you mean is, we're trapped. This is how houses become golden handcuffs. The job you can't leave, the city you can't move from, the side business you won't start because you got a mortgage to cover. If you buy a house, the house will own your decisions. Meanwhile, your buddy who rents just accepted that job in Denver. 30% pay increase. He gave 30 days notice, packed, and left. Total cost, $2,200. Total time, 3 weeks from offer to first day. He's also been putting money into index funds for 5 years, the down payment he didn't spend on a house, plus the difference between your theoretical total ownership costs and his rent. $1,500 monthly into index funds. His account right now, $360,000, liquid and accessible, growing 7 to 10% annually. If you buy and hold for 5 years, you'll have maybe $70,000 in equity if the market holds, but that equity is locked in walls. You can't touch it without selling and moving out. That costs 6% in agent fees, plus closing costs, plus repairs. He can liquidate $50,000 tomorrow. Money hits in 3 days. His portfolio keeps growing. He owns assets that work while he sleeps. If you buy, you'll own an asset you work for every weekend. Let's talk about that down payment for a second. 20% on a $500,000 house is $100,000 cash. That money goes inside the walls. You can't move it, can't rebalance it, can't access it without selling. If you invest that same $100,000 in index funds growing at 10% annually, it doubles every 7 years. In 30 years, that's over $1.7 million. But if you put it in a house, you're betting this one neighborhood and this one city will outperform the entire diversified global stock market. Historically, it doesn't. Home prices barely beat inflation long term. The people who got rich in real estate got lucky with timing, leverage, or location. Most people break even after interest, taxes, insurance, maintenance, and fees. Here's what happens on a random Wednesday night if you buy. 11:30 p.m. You're almost asleep when you hear grinding from the kitchen. The dishwasher. That sound means money. You are Googling dishwasher grinding noise expensive to fix at midnight because homeowners don't get to ignore weird sounds. Your buddy who rents hears the same sound in his apartment, texts his landlord, goes to sleep. Repair guy comes Friday, costs him nothing. If you buy, you own the house, but the house owns your time. Your weekends at Home Depot, your evenings Googling repair videos, your Saturdays are spent fixing fence panels while everyone else is golfing. People say, at least my mortgage is fixed, rent keeps going up every year. True, your principal and interest payment is locked in, but that's only part of the cost.
Check property tax trends in any city. They go up almost every year. The county needs more revenue, they reassess values. Your bill climbs even though your house didn't improve. That $600 monthly becomes $700, then $800, then $950 over a decade. Your mortgage is fixed. Everything else climbs unpredictably and faster than the 3% annual rent increase you're trying to avoid. Here's the part that really gets people. You thought buying would make you feel stable, secure, like you finally made it. Instead, if you buy, you'll feel trapped. Everyone will congratulate you. Your parents will be proud. Your relatives will think you're crushing it. Your friends will like the post, but nobody will ask if you're happy, if you feel free, if the numbers actually work. Because buying a house isn't a financial decision in this country anymore. It's a social signal. Proof you're responsible. Proof you're a serious adult. But 6 months after closing, you'll be at your kitchen table at 1 a.m. with a spreadsheet open, trying to figure out how to cover the roof repair and the insurance spike and the tax increase and still breathe financially. You won't be able to tell anyone because you're supposed to feel accomplished. Instead, you'll feel broke, stuck, like you made a mistake everyone told you was brilliant. Look, I'm not saying never buy a house. Buy if you're staying in one place for 10+ years, if the price-to-rent ratio in your market actually makes sense, if you value the ability to renovate over the ability to move when opportunities show up. But don't buy because you feel behind. Don't buy because your parents ask about it at every holiday. Don't buy because friends are posting closing photos and you feel like you're failing. Don't buy because some agent told you rent is a waste while she's collecting 3% commission on your desperation. Run the real numbers first. How much disappears into interest monthly? How much to taxes that increase yearly? How much to insurance that spikes randomly? How much to maintenance you can't predict? Add it all up. Compare it honestly to rent. Most of the time, in most markets, renting is cheaper, and you keep your freedom, flexibility, and ability to move when opportunities appear. The people quietly building wealth aren't chasing deeds. They're investing aggressively in assets that actually grow, staying liquid, keeping options open. They can move for a better job, take a risk on a business, adapt when the world changes. They're not stuck servicing massive debt for 30 years to prove they're adults. You don't need a deed to be successful. You need assets that give you options, assets that grow while you sleep, assets that don't chain you to one job in one city because the transaction costs of change are too brutal. Wealth isn't about what you own. It's about what owns you. If you buy a house, that house will own your weekends, your career moves,
your ability to take risks, and your financial margin. You won't be winning. You'll be stuck in an expensive place that looks good in photos, but feels like a trap. If you're feeling the pressure to buy right now, say it in the comments. Tell me what city you're in and how much your current rent is.